Hello. Thank you guys for coming back. I know it's been a while. I just wanted to start off with a quick trigger warning. There are lots of unfettered feet in this video. Thanks for watching. Hello again. Thanks for coming back to the creation of my 2024 mood blanket. We are working on approximately weeks 2.5 to weeks 3 of the project and just getting everything together. I did have a trigger warning in the beginning, so thanks for sticking around. If feet don't weird you out, I don't know why I felt like I had to have them up or that they were out of frame the entire time, but we're here now. So thanks for staying. Um, just been using this time to really get settled. My name's Kalonda. I've recently moved to Medellin, Colombia from New Orleans, Louisiana. And what I wanted to do was start a blanket project using crochet. And what I decided to do was a mood blanket. And what that does is it has me select a mood from a feelings wheel of how I was feeling that day, up to two, and then crocheting those 2 rows for that day. So that at the end of 2 months, I will have a 60-day track of how I was feeling the first 2 months in Medellin. So this is what you see in this process of me kind of going through adding my different rows, changing all the colors. The one I did before was a lot darker. It was more deep, rich colors, but I just feel lighter now, so you'll see a lighter selection. Looks like this kind of week I was going into about like I said, about the end of the second to the third week of being out of the country and just getting myself established. Language was definitely something different. I've been using Duolingo. You can find me on there at Kalonda, Kalondaj, if you want to be friends on Duolingo while I'm learning Spanish, because I did not know it before I moved here. But I must say it has been helping, and the people in Colombia are amazing and super patient, especially when they see that you're trying. So I try to use my tools as best as I can and never forget your good friend Google Translate. That will always help you in a pinch and allow you to kind of communicate wherever you are. Just make sure you download those languages, both of them, so that you have them available if you're ever offline. So just a little a tip there. Um, yeah, so you're gonna again see my tootsies the whole time. Sorry about that. But let's just kind of go through what some of these weeks look like. That second week looked like I felt very happy, very calm. Um, it looked like I started asking myself a lot of questions and just trying to understand what I wanted out of life. I say that I want to create a wildly joyful life, and I have to determine what that looks like for myself. So, some of the things is just auditing your village and understanding who's there for you, what their purpose is, and if they deserve the amount of access or should retain the amount of access that you have allowed so far. So, some of the questions I was asking around that time were around friendship, and there's Simon Sinek, who I think is an awesome speaker. He used to do a lot of business and leadership talks. He switched now to really trying to understand relationships and how people interact interpersonally. And one of his things is about friendship, and it really focuses on friendship not being a transaction. Like, we're not keeping score. I did this for you, so you should do this for me, or I've done this for you 6 times and you didn't do this anytime. Um, it's really just knowing and having the confidence that your friends will be there for you, and that you continue to invest in the friendship, because it is overall a feeling. And we oftentimes overlook the fact that when we say there's energy and vibrations, that is true, and that people vibrate on the same frequency, and when that is off, you kind of have to adjust and say, okay, what's the difference here? Is this something that can be fixed, or is this just something that the time has passed and we are now vibrating on different frequencies, and being okay with that shift, and just being grateful for the time memories and love that was shared over that time. So one of the cool things that I thought Simon Sinek said um, was about his rule for his friends was that they never cry alone. So that you have this village around you, making sure that you take that time to reach out in your time of need, and just simply saying, I need 8 minutes, and that being the kind of bat signal of something's going on. I need my friend, and you being able to tend to that need. Because we get so bogged down with work. His thought process is once you replace oh, okay, I'll just do this later. Let me go ahead and answer this work call, is put a name to it. What is that later? My daughter, my son, my friend, my mom, is that what you're putting down in order to answer this email, to finish this report? Really putting a name to it. But I really enjoy the way he looks at friendship and looks at relationships. He also says to ask your friends if you're struggling to find your purpose. Ask your friends why they are friends with you. And he said, oftentimes, what you'll discover is they stop describing um, you, and then they start describing themselves. They'll kind of tell you the value that you really have in their lives. And that really allows us, as we ask multiple people, to kind of get to hone in on what gifts that we have and how we interact with those that we love. So I just thought that was super interesting, and that was kind of a running theme through that week, was really trying to discover, what did joy look like, what did friendships look like, what did those relationships look like. I definitely was feeling pretty happy. I'd found a sports bar so I can, go root on the Saints and scream at Falcons fans if they were there. There was also some uncertainty, just because, again, I was in a new country and needing to find ways to sustain myself. And part of that really led me to seeking out, what are my gifts? What are my gifts? What are my talents? Uh, what do I want to put out into the world? And that's where Content Kalanda was born. So you guys are here with me on this journey to see what that is. If it's making flower arrangements, making mood blankets, going out to smoke cigars, watching football games, creating content of getting my nails done, um, any of that, just conversations with myself, especially, as we're coming up on the end of the year, of how do I want next year to look. This has been a year of growth and transformation. I had a very serious mental health crisis at the very beginning of the year. I deal with bipolar disorder, depression, possibly undiagnosed ADHD with a touch of autism. Who knows? I mean, there's enough labels out there in the world. But I'm pretty sure, just like everyone else, I'm carrying a few of them. So just trying to navigate what that looks like, and how I want to honor myself in that journey. So, in discovering my gifts and listening to the universe and God and whatever you want to call him, um, taking that time, that when I see these signs and these glimmers, of taking note, if it's angel numbers, and not just the repetitive 1111 or 111 or, 222, but just numbers that stick out. If I'm drawn to look at the clock in the middle of a conversation or a thought session, I take note of that time. And then I look that time up to see what the meaning is. Since I've been here, if you've seen my previous videos, I've talked about being followed by ladybugs and hummingbirds and bumblebees. That has continued. And I mean, it's very impressive to see when when they show up, and being able to use that time, in that moment, to look to see what that message is, and then to thank the universe for showing that to me. And just get, a lot of times it's confirmation that I'm on the right path. It may be saying, hey, trust your intuition. lots of different messages. It's all about taking that time though to really see what it's saying. It could be, hey, let your creative brain free. You've spent so much time in the logical realm that now it's time to give it a rest. Your brain is tired, girl. Sit down. Um, so that was pretty much my second week was going through that process. There was a lot of anxiousness, just as I was again trying to find ways to figure out how I was going to support myself. Some sadness and loneliness of, okay, these diagnoses, what does that mean? How does that bode for relationships as it relates to friendships? Because I have lost friendships, and it's easy to get bogged down in the loss of it all, but I think it's a choice to focus on what was gained from those shifts. And you just wish everyone well and continue to try to be the best person that you can be and to really build a village and a community that is aware of all the issues you have that may have been too much or may have been a trigger or an inconvenience, quite honestly, for other people. But find your village of people that it fits with, and that they're able, willing, um, and happy to support you through those things without it causing harm to them. So I'm grateful to be on that journey. I'm happy to see these things as they work through my blanket. Even the sad days and the anxious days, they're still all surrounded by happiness and love and productivity and just me being motivated to really find the best way to live these next 35 summers, and make them my absolute best. So I definitely look forward to sharing the rest of this journey with you. I'm working on the rest of my blanket, obviously. It's 2 months long, so we're really still in the very first month, just to kind of give you updates on where I was, what things I discovered in Medellin, what rabbit holes I had fallen down, and just looking through what this new life could be. You guys are actually seeing it in real time. And speaking of real time, you're also seeing that I am a bat in real life, that I will sit in the dark for goodness knows what reason. I am trying to crochet a blanket, but have not turned on a light. Um, and the funny thing is, I think someone else actually turns the light on for me. It isn't me. I just keep crocheting away. It's silly. It makes no sense, but welcome to my world. Um, I look forward to seeing you guys back here on Content Kawanda. You can also find me on Instagram at Kawana Bear, KAWANABEAR, if you want to connect there, as well as Duolingo at Kawanda J, KALONDAJ. Thank you for watching. There's the light. I'm going to go ahead and finish this blanket, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.